The message arrived late at night, just a brief vibration on a phone that usually only buzzes for business orders or death threats, but this one was different. It came from an unknown number, a broken bar, a child's phone. "He's hurting my mama. Please help." Matteo Ricci, one of the most feared mafia bosses in Boston, stared at the screen. He frowned at first, assuming it was spam, a mistake, a wrong number. But then another message followed, a shorter, shakier. "I'm hiding." He said he'll kill her. Matteo's breath stilled. He knew fear. He had caused fear. But he had never seen anything like this. A child begging a stranger because there was no one else left to call. He typed 3 words. "I'm on my way." No hesitation, no questions, no second thoughts. His men froze when he stood, grabbed his coat, and walked out. "Boss, where are you going?" One of them called out. He didn't answer. He didn't need to. Something in that trembling little voice had struck a part of him he'd buried years ago. As his car cut through the night, another text came in. "I hear footsteps. Please hurry." Matteo tightened his grip on the steering wheel, pulse hammering. He wasn't heading there as a mafia boss tonight. He was heading there as the only hope that little girl had left. And what he found inside that house would change everything. Matteo Ricci had built an empire on a simple rule: trust no one, love nothing, feel nothing. For more than 20 years, he ruled Boston's darkest corners with cold precision. His name alone could silence hardened criminals. Power, fear, and violence carved his legend. But racing through empty streets toward a stranger's address, Matteo felt something he hadn't felt in decades: uncertainty. A child's life was slipping by the second. His phone buzzed again. "I can't find Mama anymore. There's so much blood." Matteo pressed down on the accelerator. Streetlights streaked past like gold bullets. For the first time in years, he felt real fear, raw, suffocating fear. Matteo Ricci wasn't supposed to care about children. He wasn't supposed to care about anyone. Yet tonight, something old, a broken bar, something painful, a broken bar clawed its way back to the surface. Long before he became Matteo Ricci, he was Michael Rodriguez, a young man living in a cramped apartment with his mother and kid sister, Isabella. They were poor, but they were happy. Michael helped with homework, cooked dinner, and told bedtime stories about brave knights and rescued princesses. Isabella was bright-eyed, curly-haired, always smiling. She believed her big brother could chase away any monster. Then one November evening, violence spilled through their thin apartment walls. A domestic dispute next door turned into gunfire. Isabella was hit. Michael ran through the streets like a man possessed. But by the time he reached the hospital, it was already too late. He held Isabella's tiny hand as machines beeped around them. She looked so small, so fragile. Her final words were a whisper. "Mikey, a broken bar, promise me you'll help other kids when they're scared." He promised, and then she was gone. After her funeral, the gentle parts of Michael died too. He stopped believing in fairness, in justice, in protection. If the system couldn't save his sister, he would become something the system feared. The world turned him into Matteo Ricci, a man who cared about nothing until tonight. Another message popped up on his phone. "I'm really tired, a broken bar. I think I'm going to sleep now." Matteo felt the words like a punch. He had heard that tone before. The voice of someone fading into shock and exhaustion. "No," he muttered. "Not again." He typed back quickly. "Stay awake. Talk to me." "What's your name?" A slow reply. "I'm Emma." "I'm Matt." "I'm close. Stay with me." "Tell me about your mom." "Her name is Sarah. She makes the best cookies. She reads me stories every night." Matteo felt something inside him crack. This child, hiding in terror, talking about cookies and bedtime story as a broken bar. She reminded him of Isabella. He reached the small house, a dark, quiet building with a broken porch light. No police, no numbers, just isolation, fear, and violence. Shadows moved inside. Matteo stepped out, adjusted his jacket, and approached. His phone buzzed again. Emma's final message before everything shattered. "He found me." Matteo moved silently into the house. The air reeked of beer, smoke, and something metallic, blood. The living room was a wreck. Shattered frames, overturned furniture, torn family photos. And in the middle of it, Sarah Peterson lay unconscious, bleeding but alive. Heavy footsteps thundered down the hallway. A large man, muscular, drunk, and covered in Sarah's blood, stumbled into view. roaring insults. Matteo rose, every muscle coiled with 23 years of contained rage. This wasn't business. This wasn't power. This was personal. And as the monster who hurt Sarah and hunted Emma stepped into the open, Matteo saw exactly what he was facing. Not a rival, not an enemy, a predator. And Matteo Rookie knew exactly how to deal with predators. Derek froze when he saw Matteo standing in the middle of his living room. For a split second, confusion flickered across his drunken face. This wasn't what he expected, a stranger who didn't look like a neighbor, a cop, or a worried citizen who might back away when threatened. This was something entirely different. "Who the hell are you?" Derek slurred, swaying as he tried to steady himself. "This ain't your business. Get out of my house before I throw you out." Matteo didn't speak. He simply stared, calculating with the same cold precision he once used when sizing up enemies before eliminating them. He measured distance, spotted weaknesses, and estimated exactly how much force it would take to end this threat. "I said get out," Derek barked, stumbling forward with clenched fists. Matteo moved with the speed of a strike. One moment Derek was charging, the next, he was slammed flat on his back. Matteo's hand locked around his throat. The takedown was so clean, so fast, it looked almost unreal, like watching violence performed by a surgeon instead of a man. "Listen carefully," Matteo said, his voice low and lethal. "I'm going to ask you one question. Your life depends on the answer." His grip tightened. "Where is the little girl?" Derek's eyes bulged. He clawed at Matteo's wrist, choking. Matteo eased just enough to let him speak. "Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about," Derek gasped. "Wrong answer." Matteo's hand tightened again, the edges of Derek's vision dimming. "Let me try again. Emma Peterson, 8 years old, blonde hair, probably hiding somewhere while you beat her mother unconscious. Where is she?" The name hit Derek like ice water. Confusion twisted into fear, and not of Matteo, not yet, but fear of being found out. "She's probably upstairs," he wheezed. "Look, man, this is all a broken bar, a misunderstanding. Sarah's my girlfriend. We had a fight. Things got out of hand. And Emma's not even my kid. I was just trying to discipline her." Matteo shifted slightly, and Derek caught sight of the weapon under his jacket. Reality snapped into sharp focus. "Please," Derek whispered. "I didn't mean for it to go this far." "Neither did I," Matteo replied. Before Matteo could act, a small voice drifted from upstairs, a weak but alive. "Matt, a broken bar, is that you?" Ma. She remembered his name. She was calling for him like he was a hero she'd been waiting for. The crack inside Matteo's chest widened into something raw and painful. "I'm here, Ma," he called back. "You're safe now. Come down when you're ready." Derek struggled beneath him, desperate. "You don't get it," he pleaded. "That kid's been nothing but trouble. Sarah can't control her. Someone has to teach her respect." "Respect?" Matteo's voice dropped onto a terrifying calm. "Let me explain respect." He leaned in so their faces were inches apart. "Respect is what a child feels when she's safe in her own home. Respect is what a mother deserves when she's protecting her daughter. Respect is what you should have known before you terrorized them." Light footsteps approached from the stairs. Small, hesitant. Emma was coming down. Matteo made a choice he didn't even have to think about. He dragged Derek toward the kitchen, out of Emma's sight. Whatever happened next would not happen in front of her. "Ma," he called over his shoulder, "stay with your mama. I'm calling an ambulance. You're both safe now." As Matteo shoved Derek into the kitchen, he saw Emma for the first time. A trembling little girl in unicorn pajamas, her hair tangled, her eyes wide from horror no child should ever know. But she was alive, breathing, looking at him with the same trust Isabella once had. "Thank you for coming," Emma whispered. Those 5 words nearly broke him, because this wasn't about revenge, or justice, or violence. This was about the promise he made to a dying little girl 25 years ago. The kitchen door swung shut behind him, and Derek Walsh suddenly found himself face to face with a man who had something worth protecting and no hesitation left in him. Under the flickering kitchen light, Matteo pinned Derek against the counter with chilling precision. This wasn't wild rage. This wasn't messy. This was the cold, practiced strength of someone who knew exactly what he was capable of. "You have 30 seconds, Matteo said quietly. "Choose your last words carefully." Derek trembled. The alcohol that once fueled him now made him clumsy and slow. "Look, I know how this looks," he stammered. But you don't understand everything. Then enlighten me. Sarah's been seeing me for 6 months. Ever since her husband died, everything's fallen apart. The kid acts out. Sarah can't pay her bills. I've been helping her money, repairs. Being a father figure. A broken bar. Mateo's expression didn't change, but Derek felt something dark settle in the air around them. Go on, Mateo said. Tonight we argued. Sarah had been drinking. Emma's been acting out since her dad died. Talking back, refusing chores. Sarah asked me to discipline her, but Emma mouthed off, and Sarah jumped between us. She hit me first, scratched me. I pushed her. She fell, hit her head. It was an accident. And Emma? Mateo asked flatly. Derek swallowed. She started screaming, saying she was calling the police. I couldn't let her. I've got warrants. Man, child support, assault. If cops showed up, I'd be in gaol by morning. Mateo processed every word, every excuse, every lie. This wasn't a moment of weakness. This was a predator escalating. So you chased a child, Mateo said, his voice low and lethal. Traumatized child ko upnhigar mind daradia, Mateo ni age kaha, tamaski sorry security chinli. Ein adults park habarosa tad dia joaski hifazat karant litha, yes abtum servile I kia takapan parang germ kasamana karna paid, dikan minds jamad sayada buralagra hi. Derek murmur kia, na'i, Mateo ni jawab dia. Pehli barapnia was mine halkasa ezazutardi hua, yahi hua thay, living room mine amma apne behoshi ki halat mine perimase halki ba'at kar raitha say nice man kazai krakard hujo unki madad kohama thay, wapni masay darkwast kara ithik jaldi hash mine aajl. Take out ice cream lean yasakina broken bar bilkul jays unhon plan kia thay, us chodi sia was mine at ni amid, nabarosa tak mate ok underkutch totsiga, motam md rin, tamam barriers joazn say alon mine kudibane thiak pal mine gurgay, usk zan mine isabella kakrid lam gumgay erbo wada joazna swak liatha, derhu bakon ki madad karan ka. Say alon ta cousin kud ko yakin delay akiwadan bana namam kan high, kasi sane mohabbat nia karakarna surf darn lay to high, magarema Peterson nias skriyakel galat prove cardia, uska desperate text usk tana, and hrenber world mind sita goose go. Us waya dila dia jo wokabi thay a broken bara jo wo for say bansak a thay. Derek, Mateo ni kaha, is baraskia was bilkul muklifda, ekba at samajlo, main apni sign doggy mine har kisam ka criminal dek chukahun, drug dealers, loan sharks, contract killers. A broken bar lekan say alon my neck cheese siki hayaya, asli der in one I hot job zake lakat lakard hain, asli der in wahot hain job back on ko darded hain, mate o ka phone vibrate huask lieutenant ka message, usn bilkul ignore cardia, adrat uska empire. Usk $1 million deal sisab b mani lagrehi the, sir fact cheese theme. Wait sol kilarki joas par baroza kark madad mangra ithi, yahoga, Mateo ni shadat sakaha, tamyahan say nikl jl, iss shase ham shak like a po jl, sarah sakoy rabtanai, emak 10 mile kander bimatana, nay izan doggy shurukura, nay jaga. Neakam, eger akl ho to ne identity, Derek kiankon minamid jam kia yamat ka hakmna ithay, lakina broken bar Mateo niwa aklafs ka hajo Derek ki pa amid kokakoga, eger zara si beka bar melik tom kisya oratnya bach ko haflag a broken bar eger tom haran kisi domestic violence case mine sina a broken bar main tum dun nikalanga, jab main tum tak punch ga a broken bar tajki ratak dosti bari gufta gulejgi, Derek pacina hogea, Mateo nithandisa jawab dia, abnikal jl, warna phase libadal dunga, Derek hitchkichat you backdoor say bagga, jate mate oki akri warning us piche doggy ki terra chubti right, clock chill potty high. 24 Gent mine ISS Shirsega Apogel, Warna humori baat fersher u hojia iss barham sha klai, diraks jane badmate o kamoshi sakadaraha, asnas jean de amagari hamki wajase na I like ikes rad kokacha urshai I thay, ek icy justice joe maka bid ernadi j besaf safkada, asn Dr. Chen ko kal k aski perini, Bafidar physician ko, ekorata broken bar Sarah Peterson, head trauma, Trent treatment shahai no questions, no police, main adi hoon, Dr. Chen ni jawab dia, Mateo living room mine wapusga, Emma apni maka haith pakre bathi tha amid bere alphas bolti hu asko kuda sa jazba, aski masum him at a broken bar mate oko firse USS Parain zakhem tak lagay jahan Isabella the, mo chalaga, Emma need him say pucha chalaga, Mateo ni yakin sakaha, wawapos na ya ga, mamathi kojayanji, main akbo ataki Dr. Kobule rahahun, one koka el rakagay, mada broken bar Emma ni hal kisi musker utksat kaha, ap hamari madad kankarna ap humjant benai, yisawa laskdil ko chirga, wo Emma ko kays batatakus kamasa just tak na a broken bar uskander tak ponchat kank, Mateo need here sakaha. Main kasi say wadakith akjab bikoy bachadare, main unki madad karanga kon, emani pucha, mribohina broken bar Isabella, emani masumi say pucha, kaiwa akithi, sab sayaki, mo kahan hai, mate okiankon mine 25 salbad dansu bara swarg mine, lekan mujlag the hiwa tumpe senkardi. Amanias kohath pikarle abilkal ways jays Isabella ni kabi pakwathe, main gush hunkap unka wadan beo, amani kaha, mateo was pals hamajga kaska esafra say alon kadard, say alon kita kata sabusi radplithe, ajuska empire rand here kon a broken bar roshani kakam kar rahathe, Dr. Chen a chukithi, jaldi hi sarathi kojagi, mateo jantitha, aska andano se rishda abishar yuhu hi. Phonafkar as Vincent ko kalkia, ek trust fund arrange kuro, ek holti larki future climb, anonymous, boss a broken bar sabtik hi, main aquada putter a car rahahun, fur kaha. Reschedule clear car do, kunched personal work high, 25 salbada broken bar Mateo rookie ni family ko peli dofapem number par rakha, wakoti si larkia broken barge isn gulti say, ak message bija thay a broken bar us kli ak guardian angel bachuki tha ak angel jo mengjai suits pahantitha, magar ander say tut car fur say banda ban raha thay, rout lambi thi, magar sab kuch badal chukathay,